Don't know that you don't want to this happen. If you think that Pumas can beat the All Blacks.
Well, they're in two teams in a semi-final. Anyone can win. So that's the first mindset that both teams have probably got. So, look, we're massively respectful of Argentina. We know that they've had a great tournament. We don't sort of live in the past too much in terms of past results, because World Cup tournaments are about the present, and I really believe that. It's about the best team on the night, and if you go into a World Cup semi-final with any expectation that the past is going to just happen again, then you're going to be in problems. So, look, we're just excited about being there ourselves. We've been impressed with Argentina, how they've carried their campaign. I thought it was a great victory against Wales, where they showed their tenacity, and we know that they've got that because we play them regularly, and they've always been a difficult opponent. So there'll be no surprises.
This season, does someone like Dan actually sit down and speak to the team, or is it more informal?
Really informal yesterday. It was just, I know he touched base with a few players, but it's really about having him there. We've brought a number of them in, as you know, before this tournament. We've been privileged enough to have some of them around during the tournament, and the team love it, and I love it, because they've got a rich history of loving this jersey and what the jersey stands for, and they've got a great way of transferring that onto this current group. And often it's not done with words. Sometimes it's just about being there. We couldn't get too close to Dan because he had a nice cream French jacket on. That meant none of us could hug him because we were all dirty. So he was pretty protective about getting that dirty too. So we kept our distance. But no, it was great having him in.
Tomorrow is another step to do that.
In the middle, please.
You'll get one soon, Damien.
But not this time. Ian, there's been a lot of talk about 2019 fueling some of the players that were there, but what's been your message over the last week and leading into this week to the players that are at their first World Cup, and about what knockout rugby is all about at a World Cup?
Yeah, can I just say is that most of the talk about 2019 we covered off in about that amount of time, and it's not lingering in our mind. It's because you take the lessons at the time, and then you apply the lessons. And so I think most of the lessons we've got out of 2019 have been taken on board. I think that yes, we make sure we go back and revisit. Okay, well, what were the keys? We've done that, but this group, where I'm really proud of this group right now, is that they're just loving being here where they're at right now, and they've shown. I think the hardest thing to do in professional sport is to stay in the now, is to actually be present where you're at and just to nail the thing in front of you, because there's so much talk about the past and talk about the future, and the hardest thing is to not allow yourself to get distracted by those two conversations, but just to be the best you can be right now. And we're working hard at that, and that's the coaching group as well, management team. And so I'm incredibly proud of the way the players are dealing with that, and they're not getting distracted by getting too confused about lessons from the past, because this group right now, it's got its own way of doing things, and so there's a lot of honesty within the group, and they're preparing really well, and we want to get tested tomorrow night, and we will be, and we just want to show that we can just deal with the challenges in front of us one at a time and just keep growing as a group, and that's the goal.
Yeah, I guess, from 2019, I guess from that experience you learn a lot, and it's clear that we've got some outstanding leaders in the team, and pretty much all of them were there, and I know that sort of loss is driving some of them. So yeah, I guess at the World Cup, experience is key. And I know it's 4 years on, but you can still look back to that week and think about what you learnt from it, and I guess make sure that it doesn't happen again, and you get this week right.